Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Horror Fridays for the Nerdery. Hey guys, it's Full Moon Patty again with a whole new week of freaky findings and one normie movie I am sneaking in here for you. I know I'm very late to the party, and the guys have all given me a lot of harassment for it, but I finally sat down and watched Batman vs. Superman. I wasn't super excited about seeing this one because Superman's never really been my thing. He seemed really pouty and sulky, and then Batman, I loved Batman when I was younger, but when Bale took it over, I really didn't like it, so I was lost, and I didn't really care to see another movie like that. So I sat down and I was really surprised about it, actually. I really liked it. I liked that it dealt with more adult concepts of, instead of just the fighting and the action and stuff like that, it's like, who pays for the damage in the city? Who takes care of that? And I liked that they finally brought that in there to be a very serious topic. Lex was completely different than I'm used to seeing him in any of the other Superman type movies. He's more dark and crazy, more like Batman villains generally are. He's trying to pit Batman against Superman, and I thought that was kind of a neat twist. I'm not sure if I like that they changed him so much, but it was kind of exciting. Something new, not so boring. I love the glimpses of Wonder Woman where there's that faint theme music in the background before you get to hear it full out during the battle. So it was like a little hint, a little nod of who she was. I liked that Batman was super dark. I liked that Superman wasn't as sulky, like I said. He was more, he took a second, he stepped away, he regrouped, and he came back. It didn't feel like a little kid throwing a tantrum like it seemed like before for me in the other movies. Overall, the special effects were great. I liked the human interaction of Wonder Woman trying to decide whether she's going to run or whether she's going to stay and help. And I'm assuming there's no spoilers. Everybody's probably already seen it. I think the last one on the planet. I love that it dealt with them as people and not just superheroes. So I gave this film a 4 out of 5 full moons. I definitely recommend it. I was shocked by that, but I definitely liked it. So if you haven't seen it and you're actually the last one and not me, go check it out. I also this week watched Get Out, which was a huge deal for a little while. There's a lot of controversy over it about race issues and stuff like that. It's directed by Jordan Peele from Key and Peele, which normally does comedy. So this was kind of a step out from that. Basically, the storyline is Chris and Rose are a young couple and they go to meet her family. He's a black man and she's a white girl. So he's already slightly nervous that her family might not be as accepting as he'd like. But they get there and they almost overcompensate. It almost looks like they're trying too hard to get him to like them, which was you kind of laugh at it and you're like, okay, well, we'll see how this goes. The mom is a hypnotist. She offers to help the boyfriend quit smoking. But like most people just don't believe in hypnotism very much and don't believe that they can be hypnotized. There's a few actors in here that you would recognize. The boy that played Banshee from X-Men First Class, he plays the brother, which is a really oddball character, and you're not sure what's going on with him and why he acts so weird. There's also the dad. Forgive me, I'd totally forgotten his name. But he normally plays a very uptight, like, horrible tyrant of a businessman, and you'd almost not even recognize him because he's completely gone gray, has a full beard, but if you look hard enough and look it up, you'd be shocked. It's amazing. I laughed so hard on that. Let's see here. So the help that they have there made things a little uneasy because it was a white family with black help around the house. They have the maid and the groundskeeper, and they act odd, and it's obvious from the beginning that there's something going on with them. And you're wondering, is it the hypnotism? Like, were they hypnotized first somehow, that seriously, to be controlled? Or what's going on. Then you see another character come in that works for another family, and he's also acting very odd. And you find out that he was actually a missing person from the city. And his person has completely changed. So it raises huge red flags and everything. You don't know who's in on this thing. You don't know who you can trust. I can see why there was some controversy in it, because it is a race issue. These predominantly, rich white families are having help that are black, and you find out, spoilers, that they're kidnapping these people and keeping them, so it's basically slavery again. But how are they controlling them? How are they keeping them docile? And how do you keep any captive person docile? I thought it was pretty good, though. I wasn't upset by it. Some people were upset that it put black people in the role of the help again, and some white people were upset because it made villains out of white people. I think if you don't focus too hard on it, you can appreciate the movie, no matter what. I really, really enjoyed it. It was weird. It wasn't straight horror. It was more like thriller, I'd say. I gave it 4 out of 5 full moons, though. I did enjoy it. I recommend watching it, making up your own mind when you hear all the back and forth of whether it's good, whether it's bad. Just watch it yourself and make up your own mind. That's probably my best advice for that. Let's see here. Oh, I was so excited about this one. I talked about this last week. I did 1 through 4. I picked up Broken Moon number 5 this week, which just came out. And I was not expecting it. And I was super stoked to see it on the shelf. I read through it. And I was angry. Because I want more. That was it. The book's fantastic. The band of unlikely friends, not exactly friends because they're begrudgingly working together. They go to raise Dagon, like I said, to fight Cthulhu, because Dagon is a purifier and Cthulhu is a poisoner. So they are natural enemies. I'm not going to let too much in on it, but something happens where the vampires feel that they are betrayed in this partnership, and all hell's breaking loose. And I just so wanted the next one. This is the only bad part about reading current books, is I want it all now. Instant gratification. So I gave that one a 5 out of 5 full moons for sure. I absolutely loved it. I also, this week, my last one is Darkness Visible, number 5. If you watch my other videos, I've been carrying on with this one all through. These are really good books. It's not as good as some, because I feel like this one kind of lulled off a little bit. It was still good, and it's necessary, this part of the story. It's not as action-packed, it's not as anything, but it's definitely necessary. This one, Detective Aston is trying to deal with demon type of thing inside his body still, trying to figure out how to function between being human, having this thing in him, who has control. I really like that, and the story about that. You find out that the queen, who's been dealing with this rogue band of the Shaitan, I guess, I don't know exactly how to pronounce that, but they're the demon type creatures. They're equals. And so she's trying to figure out what to do about him, and he's fighting to find this object. So there's that part of it. Plus, Aston goes through and is learning about different aspects of the possession things that he didn't know and he wasn't trained for, even in his work fighting against them. He was taken into basically an area where the homeless live. And he's shown when them coming together doesn't work out, them suffering, them starving, he sees a different side of that. So I think he's getting a better grasp on the fact that, no, they're not human, but they are still living creatures. They do still have emotions and pain and all this stuff. So he's kind of getting a grasp on that. And you also see in this one that a scientist is experimenting on them to see if they can separate them or whatnot like that, or what to do about them. It was overall a really good book, though. The art's amazing still. I like the creature melds of the humans with the creatures in them, and I really enjoyed that. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 full moons. Really solid book. Really, really enjoyed it. Also, I need to tell you, we are sponsored by Captain Jack's Elixirs at www.captainjackselixirs.com. And also, All Star Comics, Baytown, Texas. Phone number 281-839-7127. Remember to like our videos, subscribe, and share us often. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so don't miss out on anything.